Perfect. How are you doing today? I'm Erica. I'm your CNA, and I'm here to get you turned on your side. Is that okay? Okay, great. I'm going to pull your curtain, wash my hands, gather my supplies, and I'll be right back. All right, Miss Brown, I'm here with your blanket. I'm going to put this over you to protect your privacy and keep you warm, okay? How's your day going? Great. There you are. Keep it nice and warm. And then I'm going to bring your top sheet down to your knees, okay? There we are. I'm going to keep you covered up so you protect your privacy. All right, there we are. Brown, let's get you situated here. So we can be able to see everything I'm doing. I'm going to pull your blanket back for this part, okay? Just so we can see what I'm doing here. Okay, darling. So first things first is, I'm going to have you cross your arm over your chest, if you don't mind, for me like that. Thank you. Awesome. And then we're going to cross this leg over here. And then I'm going to roll you over on your side on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So we're going to take this first pillow and roll it behind your back here. We want it to be nice and snug, okay? And then we're going to roll tight. I want to make it really snug, so I'm going to fold it up so we can make sure it's a good squeeze there. Like that. Good job. Now, because we want to make sure you're comfortable. I'm going to come around here, okay, Miss Brown? And now, I'm going to pick up this leg for this pillow here, and we're going to put this pillow in here. Let's like this. So you can be nice and comfortable. Basically, we're covering your bony prominences, the bony knee area. We want to make sure they're protected and the pillow is nice and soft for that. Okay? And then I got your third pillow, which is going to go right under your arm here. And we want you to be comfortable, and I'm going to make sure that your pillow is out away from your head, so it's not laying on your head like that. All right, let's look at this a little closer. So this pillow is right here, nice and snug. You got this pillow here under your arm, and then we have this pillow nice and snug under your leg there, okay? Okay, darling, I'm going to cover you back up, get you nice and comfortable. So there's your sheet, cover back up there. And then I'm going to get rid of this blanket here. I'm going to make sure that we don't have not come in any contact. And I'm just going to get rid of that in the dirty laundry. Okay. Are you comfortable there? Let me make sure your arm is there and make sure you're not too close to the edge or anything so you won't be at risk for falling. And then we're going to go ahead and, do you need anything, Miss Brown? A magazine, perhaps? Okay. So here's your call light. I want to put this call light right in your hand so you can make sure that you can call if you need help, okay? So I'm going to lay that right there because we want to make sure you can reach that since you're all propped up here with your pillows. And there you are. You got your call light. And I'm going to just bring this sheet up under you like that so you can be comfortable. And there you are, darling. Okay, so I'm all done. I'm going to open your curtain and wash my hands, okay? Thank you. Get rid of my dirty trash. And then I'm going to go wash my hands. Okay, so now I'm going to come back and review the steps of my skill, and I'll let my evaluator know that my skill is done. Okay, so recap. First things first. This skill will have a real person in the bed. Okay, you guys understand? Please understand that I'm trying to demonstrate these skills to you the best I can, but understand that sometimes I can't have a real person in the bed. There's a few skills that I'm going to do that I'm going to have to get my son to come up here so I can do those skills for you. So when I get closer to the end, I'll have him or have some of my family members come up and do those skills with me. But the ones I can do, I'm trying to do here with the mannequin. So the mannequin will not be in the bed for that skill. That will be a real person, which will make that skill a lot easier. Because in that skill, you're going to ask the person to scoot over to you. They can roll over. They are able to move. So this is going to make it a lot easier. You understand that I'm using a mannequin, so I'm having to tell her what I'm doing and actually move her. But you would not be doing that for the real skills. I think this skill will be a lot easier once you have a real person in the bed. So, because you definitely just say, hey, can you come to me? Can you bring your arm over? Can you move your leg up? And you're going to help with those skills, with those steps. But just understand that I am using a mannequin for the skill. I do have the curtain open to show you. You understand that I do have the blanket in play. I took the blanket away so you can see what I'm doing. I want you to see pretty much how and this is the supported side lying position. So I want you to be able to see how I'm positioning the patient for the most part. And for the most part, that is it. Just getting rid of your trash, all the things. But that's the biggest thing, is that this skill will have a human. It'll be the student that is paired up with you in the bed. Okay. So yeah, this is not a bad skill. The main thing is just making sure you keep them safe from the edge. That you position them. It's going to be a real person, so they will be able to make sure they stay away from the edge and those things. So yeah, I think that came out pretty good considering I use a mannequin. So thanks. Hi, Miss Jones. May I come in? Okay, great. How are you doing today? Awesome. So I am Erica. I'm your CNA assigned to take care of you today, and I want to do catheter care on you. Is that okay? Okay, great. I'm going to close your curtain, wash my hands, and gather my supplies. Miss Jones, is this warm enough? Okay, great. Okay, Miss Jones, I'm going to cover you with the privacy blanket. This blanket is to keep you warm and protect your privacy while we're getting you all cleaned up, okay? So we're going to spread this out over you. How's your day going today? It's good. Is your family still coming this weekend? Okay, I'm going to bring down your bottom sheet while I hold on to your blanket here. So I'll take your sheet down to your ankles. I'm going to keep you covered. Here we are. We'll bring this all the way way down till below your waist, so we can get you all cleaned up here. All right. Okay. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get your Chuck's pad ready. We're gonna put a Chuck's pad under you. And we're gonna roll the white side toward me. Gonna get it all opened up and ready first. I don't want to shake it. Yep. I'm gonna roll it down, get it all ready. Making sure I don't touch myself, my uniform, or anything with this. All right. Okay, I'm gonna lay this here. And then I'm gonna grab my gloves. I'm gonna go ahead and put my washcloths in the water so they can stay nice and warm. Okay, Miss Jones, I'm ready to get going here. So first thing first, I'm gonna look at your catheter, make sure that it's draining well, it's not kinked or anything, and that looks really good. Okay, so now first thing first is I need you to come toward me and roll over on your right side. Okay, so I'm gonna scoot you towards me. Here we go. I'm gonna grab hold to your arm, your shoulder, and your hip to bring you towards me. So here we go. And then on the count of 3, I'm gonna roll you over. 1, 2, 3. Good job. I'm gonna lay this under you here and roll that out so you can be on top of that while we're doing cleaning you up. We don't want to mess up your bed, so that's why we want that here. Okay, now I'm going to move you back to the middle because we don't want you to fall off on this side. And then I'm going to walk over to the other side. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, same thing is I'm going to bring you towards me, Miss Jones, and then I'm going to roll you over on your side again, okay? So here we go. Scoot towards me, and then I'm going to roll you over on your side. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now pull that on, roll that Chuck's pad out. Thank you. And I'm going to scoot you back to the middle of the bed. All right. Good job. You okay? Are you feeling okay there? All right, great. I'm leaving your car light where I can see it so it doesn't fall behind the bed, so I don't look for it when I'm all done. Okay. Okay, Miss Jones, so now I'm going to have to expose you. I'm going to be very brief. You let me know if you're uncomfortable at any time, okay? Because I need to bring your blanket up above your peri area, okay? So you just let me know at any moment if you're uncomfortable, okay? All right. So we're going to grab it from here. And I'm going to take it all the way up. I'm going to be careful because the catheter is there. And we don't want to accidentally pull the catheter out. So you want to be making sure that the catheter is not rolled up in the blanket as well, okay? And we're just going to take this all the way up, out of the way now. There we go. Okay. So let's get started. So I'm going to take the towel and I'm going to lay it here. We don't need to unfold the entire towel, but we want to make sure that it's, trying to keep her feeling more protected. So we're going to lay the towel out here like this. We're going to leave it folded in half. You don't need to unfold the entire thing. And we're going to make sure that the catheter is laying on top right up under there, okay? So that's going to help with keeping the bed clean and dry, and then we'll use that to dry when we're all done here, okay? So there we are. It's all ready to go. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take the first washcloth, get it all ready. And I'm going to soak 4 corners. So we're using the 4 corners method here. And this is to help prevent cross-contamination. Okay, we're going to make sure we only use one spot on the washcloth one time. And we're only going to spray 4 corners for this process, okay? And then now we're ready to clean the catheter. Now we want to make sure we pinch the catheter here because we do not want to accidentally pull that out. So here we go. 1. And we're going to fold that back. I'm going to hold on to the catheter. 2. Okay, that's 2. We're going to do number 3. We're going to take one straight stroke. We don't want to go back up and bring the dirty to clean. And then number 4. And that washcloth is now dirty. We will just lay it on the table. Now, whatever we wash, we rinse. So we're going to rinse those areas. We're going to do it exactly the same way we just did the washing, okay? And we're going to use 4 quarters again. It's nice and wet, so we're wringing it out. We want to make sure we have soap-free water to clean that off with. So now I'm going to pinch it here, and I'm going to go straight down and just to rinse it once. I'm going to rinse it twice. I'm going to rinse it 3 times. And then I'm going to rinse it 4th time. Straight down and put that on the table. Now I'm going to dry that catheter. Now we're going to do 1 stroke just to dry that catheter. And now we're done. We're going to move on to peri-care. Okay, we're going to get our 3rd washcloth. And I'm going to soap 5 corners this time, okay? So we're soaping 5 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the outside will be 5. Okay, so now we're ready. All right, so we want to make sure that we loop that catheter out of the way. The first stroke will be from top to bottom, in the middle, from the meatus, the vagina opening down. 1 stroke. 1. Okay. 2 is going to be the labia, so I'm going to do her labia, the one closest to me. Straight down, 1 stroke. I'm not going to come back up. Now I'm going to do the other labia, straight down. That'll be 3. Number 4 is going to be in the groin area, right between the thigh and the peri area. That's 4. And then the last one is going to be on the other side, straight down, 1 stroke. And then that is dirty. Now we're going to rinse those areas. So we're going to rinse those areas, and we're going to do the same thing with the 5 corners, okay? Let me straighten up my cloth really quick. Okay, so we're going to go exactly in the same routine. So I'm going straight down the middle. I'm going to bring my catheter up out the way here because we don't want to pull it by accident. And I'm going to take that corner and I'm going straight down. 1 stroke. We are just rinsing. I'm going to rinse the labia, side closest to me. And then I'm going to rinse the labia, the side furthest away from me. I'm going to rinse the groin area, which is right here between the thigh, and then the outside of this washcloth will rinse that side. That'll be number 5. And then that is done. And now we're going to dry all those parts. Okay. Okay, I'm going to bring my towel out. I want to make sure that all the germs are inside the towel, and I'm looking at her catheter, make sure it's laying good on the bed, it's coiled on the bed, all the things that it needs to be, and I'm going to bring down her blanket at the same time because we've had her exposed for way too longer than we wanted to, and now we want to make sure we cover her up as soon as we can. Okay, Miss Jones, I need to get rid of my dirty linen. I'll be right back. Next, I'm going to get rid of my water. Okay, so I'm ready to dump out my water, but because my hands are dirty, I can touch the sink. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that water out. I'm going to cut on my sink so I can rinse this out. Okay, I'm going to rinse this. I'm going to pour it out. And then I'm going to sit this down in the sink, and I'm going to grab a paper towel. And that's to hold on to the end of it. So because my hands are dirty, now I've rinsed it out. This is clean. And then I'm going to dry the inside. Trash. Then I'm going to dry the outside. And I'm going to take a paper towel to put away my soap. Okay, so I'm going to grab that paper towel, grab that soap with the clean paper towel, and stick it in here. Use the same paper towel to open this drawer with because I don't want to use my dirty hands with my gloves. Put that down in there and close that back. And Miss Jones, I'm going to get rid of my trash. Miss Jones, now I want to get this chuck pad from under you because that was in there just to keep your bed clean. So we're going to get that from under you. So I'm going to bring you close to me and I'm going to roll you over on your side, okay? So here we go. And on the count of 3, we're going to roll over up on your side. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to roll this out from under you, up under you, so we can get that out. There you are. I'm going to make sure that catheter looks good and you're not laying on the catheter. And I'm going to move you back to the center of the bed. We don't want you to fall. And that is coiled on the bed. That looks good. I want to go over to the other side. Okay, darling, I'm going to bring, Miss Jones, I'm going to bring you close to me, and then I'm going to roll you up on your side, okay? Count to 3. So here we go, and then I'm going to roll you up. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to pull that out. And I want to make sure that that's dirty, that I don't let it touch my uniform at all. And I'm going to lay down the dirty, up there with the dirty chucks pad, and then I'm going to make sure I'll push you back to the middle of the bed. There you are. Okay, Miss Jones, I'm going to get rid of my trash, and I'll be right back. So I'm getting rid of my chucks pads. This is all trash. And now I'll get rid of my gloves. And now I'm at a place where I can pull off the blanket because the blanket is, when you're ready to take off the blanket, you should not have on any gloves. Miss Jones, we're about done. I'm going to take off your blanket now and bring your sheet back up, okay? So let's get that. I'm going to bring it up from the bottom so that way I won't have you exposed at all. And I want to make sure I bring it in tight so it doesn't drop any bacteria anywhere. I'll bring the sheet up as I go, and I'm going to bring the top part of the blanket back away from your face because I don't want that to get up in your face, any bugs, any bacteria. There we go. And then I'm going to bring up your sheet all the way up to you so you're good and covered. I'm going to go get rid of my blanket, Miss Jones, and I'll be right back. Okay, Miss Jones, I don't have any wrinkles left on your sheet. It's nice and neat. I have you looking very nice. So I'm all done. Do you need anything? A magazine, perhaps? Okay, great. So here's your call light. I'm going to open your curtain and wash my hands. I'm going to review the steps of my skill, make sure everything looks good, and then I will tell my evaluator that my skill is done. Okay, so providing catheter care is not that bad, but I can assure you that 80% of students are going to see that skill. So you need to know that skill like the back of your hand. So I tried to be very thorough. So typically, you don't have to speak through your entire skill, but I was trying to make sure you understand the steps that you need to do to provide that skill correctly. But understand that the only thing they really want to see is that you're communicating with your patient. All the other stuff that I was doing was just me trying to make sure you understand the steps that you need to do. In the skill, you notice that my curtain wasn't pulled all the way. That is because we don't have to have the skill. We don't need the curtain closed all the way because the nurse evaluators want to be able to see what you're doing. Now in real life, you will have that entire curtain closed to provide privacy for your patient. Okay. Also, when I went to the sink, I did not wash my hands because once you do your first skill and get checked off on your hand washing, the very first skill, you're going to do your full hand washing. They're going to tell you to simulate hand washing from that point. So you don't have to worry about that at that point, but you do have to go and stand in position to show them that you know that my hand is supposed to be washed. So you just go there, stand for a second, and then you start getting your supplies, okay? Just a couple things I want to talk to you about. The nurse evaluators are looking at you to see certain things, okay? So what they're looking for, did you greet your resident? Did you provide explanations to the resident? Did you wear gloves while providing catheter care? Did you position towel under pad? Like, did you put the towel under them like I did? Did you use water of safe temperature? That will fail you. If you do not check the temperature of that water, like when I went to the sink and I put my arm under the water, that is the first check. The second check is when I came to the bed and asked the patient, how is the temperature of the water. You will fail that skill if you do not check the temperature of that water. And you got to check the temperature at the sink before you put it in the basin, okay? So do not forget that, okay? Do not move your call light out of your view. If you move the call light out of your view, you're going to forget to put it back on at the end of the skill, and you will fail that skill, okay? Another thing that will fail you on that skill is if you don't push that resident back to the middle of the bed. So when I moved her over and rolled her over, and then I put the Chuck's pad under her, I needed to move her back to the middle, because if you don't, they're gonna assume that patient could fall off onto the floor. Okay, those are pretty important things I need to make sure you understand. For Prometric, for your CNA, we don't have to raise the bed for the skill, but in real life, you will raise the bed for the skill. Okay, so those are the most important things I want to touch base with you about. If you have any questions, definitely make comment below. I'm trying to be very thorough. I'm trying to help you guys. Just trying to help you guys. So again, if you see anything that looked weird, if anything that I didn't do as you thought I should have done, or any questions about anything that I did, let me know. And also understand, this is a 10-part series, so if you haven't watched my other videos, go back and watch them, because you will not know until you get there what skills you got. Now, the day you pay for your test, they didn't know what skills you got, but that don't do you any good, okay? You also need to know what the supplies are. They're not going to tell you the supply list. I'm talking about Florida residents who's taking the Prometric exam, okay? Everybody does things a little different, but this is for Florida, okay? And so just be aware of that and understand I got a few more videos coming, and I'm hoping these videos are helping you guys. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to me. Okay, so we're going to be doing blood pressure checks, everybody. And so first thing I want to do is clean these to get these all ready. So I always alcohol them first just to make sure that they're clean, right? And I'm going to, I use a double-headed stethoscope just to make sure I can, because I'm going to double check what you're hearing, so I can make sure we're hearing the same thing. And that's my way to verify that your blood pressure is correct. So what we're listening for is the very first loud sound. That's the systolic. The second loudest sound will be the diastolic. Understand that you're going to hear different sounds. So just keep in mind that when you get ready to release the knob on the sphygmomanometer, you're going to hear a lot of sounds, but your goal is to listen for the very first loudest sound and the last loudest sound. That could be whatever, and just know that some people's bottom number could be kind of high, okay? But it should be typically around 130/80, but understand that if somebody's blood pressure is high, the bottom number for them, the last loudest sound could be 100. So you don't want to, so you may keep going thinking you're listening for a sound that's not coming because you already passed it. So just keep in mind that what you're going to hear, and it should sound kind of like a swoosh, swoosh, because that's the blood hitting the vessels. So when you're contracting it and you're pumping it up, you're making it tight so you can hear those sounds pretty clearly. So you're going to be placing the end of the stethoscope over the brachial artery, and that's always on the inside of the arm. So people all the time want to be way out here. Like when you do CPR, that brachial is where you check it for the baby. Well, that's where we're going to put it, right there in that spot there. And you want to make sure it's loud, that you can hear it. And let's do it. Let's just see what we do. Okay. All right. Good, because you see that the artery, and it does show, go higher, there we go. And you can see the artery, and it lets you know the other way around. And make sure, and this, let me just tell you, this needs to be lined up with that brachial. See how this is telling, because this is where you're going to put the stethoscope. So let's loosen it a little bit, because I want to make sure now we're going to tighten that pretty snug around her arm. See, kind of like that. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to take it up a little bit. Let's take this up a little higher, because you got to be able to fit your stethoscope under here. So unfasten this from me. Here. I need you to go up a little bit higher. Let's loosen it.
Tell me if it's too tight.
She's okay. She's okay. Tighten it up a little bit more. Pull it. Take it. I need you to go away from it, because you got to pull it tighter. There you go. Now we got to think we're good. Okay, cool. And it kind of shows you here kind of how to do it. Okay, now you're going to take this part, because you'll be in control of this part. Right. Mm-hmm. Now, and you're going to have your earpiece ready. And keep in mind that when you're doing it, if you have anything dangling or touching, it's going to make noise, and it's going to alter the sound. You won't be able to hear. I want everything to be kind of straight needle. And this can go here too. It helps you to read it like that. So that's why you have this little thing on the back, okay? Because that way you can kind of, if you ain't have any help, I could hold it for you, but just so you know, you can lay it there, okay? All right, now we're going to put these in your ear, and I did clean them already. Can you hear it pretty good? Okay.
And it's right here.
And this is good in your ear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you got one more thing to hold in your hand. Okay. So remember she said righty tighty, and kind of either hold it like this or here, but just don't use your thumb. Okay. And I need you to push it tight so you can be on that brachial. Okay. One thing I want you to know, I'm taking this out. You can ask the patient what's her typical blood pressure, because you kind of want to know how high to go. If she doesn't know, then you just go to, up at least. You want to at least probably go to about, do you have a typical blood pressure? Okay, you don't know what it usually runs. Okay, so let's just go up to about, let's go to 180, okay? And that's a little high, but we'll just see what we can hear from the 180 mark. Did you tighten the whole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Go all the way to 180 first. And then when you do it, I need to make sure when you release it, that you release it slow, because you want to be able to, you can also see it jump sometimes, but that way you can make sure you hear it good. So let it down slow. A little slow, a little, yeah. Let it go. Okay, let it go. Oh, no, I don't mean fast. When you stop it for a second, once you let it go.
Right here is okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let it go a little bit. Open it a little bit more. Yeah, let me try it for a minute. Hold on, let me show you. Just enough that it goes steady.
Mm-hmm.
Now start listening. You hear it?
Uh-huh. And there's the little one.
Let it keep going.
Let it go?
Yeah. I want you to, okay, so what did you hear? The first number. Show me on here where you think you heard it at.
Around here.
No, so the first one I heard about 110. I needed, so it was a little, okay, good. Is that, did
Yes,
you hear?
this
Oh,
right
okay,
here.
okay, yes, good. And the second one you heard where?
Right around
Good
right here.
job. It was good. Well, hers was good.
You can hear
this. Whoosh. Yeah. Yours is good. Yeah, good. Okay, good. Perfect. A couple things about the blood pressure. So I'm sorry I didn't realize I had went away from the meter, so you couldn't see the exact blood pressure. But hers was about 110 over 67, 68. But typically, so we did go up to the 180 mark to start. You really don't want to go that high. If you know they run a little low, like hers being at 110, we would have been okay to start at the 150. So just try to find out from the patient or whoever you're doing the blood pressure on what they typically run, and you want to try to go a little bit higher, go above that, of course. But 180 is a little snug, but that is giving you that will give you the opportunity to open it up enough so that you can it can catch up, and then you can start listening. Start listening, because you're gonna hear some sound, but I need you to just focus on the very first sound and the very last sound. That very first is the systolic pressure, and that very last loud sound is diastolic. And keep in mind also, once you get better at this, you can also see on the meter, the needle will jump a little bit more when it's around the number that it's at. And keep in mind also that you're not going to be able to, everybody won't be able to hit everybody's blood pressure. Don't beat yourself up about it. This is going to come over time that you're going to get better with experiencing how to, what you're hearing. And then there are going to be those times that you're just never going to hear it, okay? And when you get to that place or get someone like that, you need to get somebody else to check the blood pressure. You really only want to pump that arm up, definitely no more than twice, and then you want to put it on the other arm if you need to try again. Just know that every time you constrict that up, that it's going to increase the blood pressure on any subsequent check, because you're applying more pressure to that arm. So just know after the second time you don't want to use that arm again, okay? again, that's the main thing with the blood pressure check. So if there's any questions that I thought of, I always tell my students to you can buy that kit, the stethoscope and the blood pressure cuff. You can get a set for about $25 on Amazon. And I would say that if you to get more practice, get you a set like that, take it home and practice on everybody you can. And then I also say get you a wrist blood pressure cuff or even an arm. Probably the better one to get the arm one, the electronic one. If you can get you an electronic one, because then you can compare it to something. So if the person doesn't know their blood pressure, but if you even want to be able to check the blood pressure right then and see, like I would check it on this arm and then do it on this arm in the manual, because it shouldn't be that big of a discrepancy, but at least you'll kind of have an idea that you are in range or not, and what you're hearing hopefully is coinciding with the electronic monitor, so you can kind of know that you're in range. Just keep practicing on everybody you can, okay? It's only going to get better over time, so okay, keep in mind the sound that you also listening for. I want you to know that it's more of a swish, swish, because it's the blood hitting the arteries, right? So you're hearing a swish, swish. That's the kind of sound you're listening for. You're going to hear some random sounds. That's why I want to make sure your tubes is all not touching each other and hitting onto anything, because in order to hear the blood pressure the clearest, you need a completely quiet room, and you need to be able to make sure that your lines are not hitting anything and that your stethoscope is turned on, because that stethoscope head, it twists back and forth. You want to make sure that you have it turned on and not off, okay? So that's another thing. So yeah, hopefully that helps you learn manual blood pressures. Keep in mind, if you are going into medical assistant training, even if you're a CNA in training or in just need a review, that the blood pressure, the manual is important if somebody's blood pressure is always running high. The most accurate way to get that blood pressure is with a manual cuff. So your doctor is going to ask you to please get a manual on the person. If there's somebody that they know continues to be high, or there's any kind of issue with their blood pressure, they're going to want you to do a manual blood pressure. So you definitely want to learn over time. And if you think about going into medical assistant training or CNA training, you're going to want to do that. Now, for the CNA exam, you don't have to do blood pressures, but for the medical assistant, that's a really big important role for you. So on the sphygmomanometer, which is the dial here with all the numbers, I just want you to be aware of how to read it, okay? So where it says 160 and then 180, that's 10 between. So you want to go in between 160, 170, 180. The little small lines are 2. So if it hit 162, 164, 168, 170, that's how you would read that, okay? So just keep in mind that is how you read the dial. The big dark lines are 10s, and the little small ones are 2 points. Hello?
Hi, Miss Catherine. I'm your CNA, Kiasia. I'm here to empty your foldy. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to close your privacy curtain. I'm going to get my supplies and I'm going to wash my hands, okay?
Okay. Go to the sink. Yes, she's washing her hands. Awesome. Now she's getting her supplies. You just need one. It's going on the floor, under the bag.
How's your day today, Miss Catherine?
Oh, it's going great. Thank you for asking me. You're the sweetest one. I had a mean old nasty one yesterday.
What's going on there? Okay.
You're going to look at your catheter line. So before you even do that, go ahead and pull your sheet up and start looking at your line. You're good right there. No. Pull up your sheet and start looking. Just make sure everything looks good. We'll make sure it's coiled on the bed, right? Everything looks good, right? Okay, good. Now we're ready. So now your goal with this catheter bag is to make sure that that port that you're going to take out of there does not touch anything, because that is an infection risk. That is a direct link into the urethra, which is where the catheter goes in. So when you open that, you got to make sure you don't touch inside of here or nothing, okay? Okay, so go ahead and pull that out. So get it close so you can, there you go. Now, that's your goal. So let me show you. So take your hand and pull that line down. Pull it from down here.
Right here.
Yep, pull that down. There you pull it out. Be careful. That's important. That's the part that'll get you in trouble. There you go. Pull it on out. There you go. Cool. Now we're going to bring that over bring your graduate over near you. There you go. And make sure that you don't touch nothing with that, okay? So go ahead and pour it over it. So don't open it yet. Go ahead and get it ready. Pour it. There you go. Bring it over. Make sure it's not all twisted up so that it'll drain. Okay, because you're going to have to move this a little bit. There you go. Because you're going to have to maneuver it some. Okay, now, push your button. Push it in. There you go. Push it. There you go. Good. And don't touch nothing with that. That's the part that's going to get you. So you got to bring the bag down so you can get all your urine out of there. There you go. See all that urine in there? Yeah. There you go. And spot. Good job. Okay. Lock your port back first. Good. All the way. Just push all the way through. And there you go. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. Let the bag go. You're good. Now I need you to, do you remember how she brought that out? She covered that. There you go. Because bacteria, right? So if you don't cover it, all that stuff is in the air. So they're trying to keep it covered. So they cover that whole thing up and pick it up and bring it with you. There you go. Good job. Okay. So we're going over to the toilet. So sit it. There you go. Sit it at eye level. And then you got to read it. And I know mine is clear. Hers is nice with the black lines, but you're young. You should be able to read. Can you see how much?
It's 12.
So look at the number above it.
400.
So down below that would probably be about 350.
Yes.
We good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're saying 350. Okay, so go ahead and pick up your, and she threw away her, so pick that up. Pick up your, there you go, and throw that away in the trash behind you. Okay, so now we're going to dump that in the up. That's urine. Splash, right? So just be careful as you pour it. There you go. Pour it in. There you go. Now, leave it up because you got to go to the... Now we're going to get water. Pretend you're going to get water. Shh. There you go. Good job. You knew to go over here because some people want to throw it in the sink. There you go. So now you can close your toilet down. Okay. Now you're ready. So we'll sit that down. And it's the same thing as you did with the other stuff, remember? There you go. There you go. Good job. You are doing so great. I'm so proud of you. Go inside. What you did? I didn't see you go. Okay.
I know she used.
And then, okay. Wait. You don't need but two. Okay. Now we're going to the drawer. Got it. Good job. Okay. That is just, Wait. Okay, yes, that's fine. Yeah. Everything off. That's good. You come and peek at your catheter again. You're just looking to make sure it's coiled. Everything looks good. You didn't even got to say nothing. Just let them see that. Now you're doing your closing.
Okay, Miss Catherine, I'm all done. I'm going to close your I'm going to open your privacy curtain. And I'm going to push your...
Yes, we are. Going to get that call light.
Call light. I'm going to put it right here for you, okay?
Okay, Okay, come back. Because I don't know if you said, do you need a magazine perhaps?
Do you need a magazine, a book, anything?
No, thank you. Okay. So now you're going to open your curtain, wash your hands, and gather and document.
Okay, Miss Catherine, we're done. Do you need anything?
No, thank you.
A magazine, perhaps?
No, I'm good.
Okay, here's your call light. I'm going to open the curtains, wash my hands, and document, okay?
Okay. Yes, love it. So what are you doing? Intake or output? What are you doing?
Output.
Good job.
So you're going to put anytime.
Yeah, just don't do that. Just say, yeah, that's something on there. PM or AM?
P.
So they know what shift you work. No, here.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm keeping that on here. I'm going to make sure they see that. Okay, so now we doing, what are you documenting? Yeah. Okay, good. How much was it? What did we say? 425. Did we say 425?
Yes, we did 410.
Because it was below the 450. And you got to put CC so they know which one. So you got to put CC's here. See where it say right here?
Oh,
that's
right
your
here.
initials there.
So we're gonna put the CC right
there.
here.
Yeah, because that's the millimeter. That's what you measure, and then your initials there, so we know it was you.
Okay. And
then you're gonna sign off that you're the one who did it. Good job. Okay, so now you're done. Now you're gonna come and look at we're gonna review the steps of your skill, and tell the evaluator your skill is done. If everything looks good, then you just tell the evaluator your skill is done. Don't touch the pages because you already clean your hands. So just try not to do. Once you come back, try to be done.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay. Tell her evaluate my skill is done. So my skill is done.
Evaluate my skill is done.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
She want to go to bed.
Them people over there.
She
I want to go to bed.
Mr. Sharma.
I want to go to bed.
Mr. Sharma, you gotta call it down. Do you want
I
me
want to go
get
to
the
bed.
Mr. Sharma.
I want to go to bed.
Come up.
Didn't you want to get
I
out?
want to go to bed.
Didn't you
I
want
want
to
to
get
go
up,
to
Mr.
bed.
Sharma?
Get your patient together.
Mr. Sharma.
I want to go to bed.
Okay.
I want to go to bed.
Okay, Mr. Sharma. Give me a few minutes.
No. Now.
You have to sit up for at least 10 minutes, Mr.
No,
Mr. Sharma.
No,
No, you
I
can't
want to go to
stand
bed.
up. You
I
can't
want to
stand
go to
up by
bed.
yourself.
I want to go to bed. Comfort me. I want to go to bed.
Take care of your patient.
You
Ain't
want something to
no
drink?
nurse.
I want to go
Would
to
you like,
bed.
Mr. Sharma,
I
I
wanna go
can't
to
put you to bed. Mr. Sharma.
I want to go to bed.
That's what this is real deal
I want
right
to go to
here.
bed.
Mr. Sharma,
I
please.
want to go to bed.
Mr. Sharma.
I want to go to bed.
Okay,
and
Mr.
I want it now.
Let's
Just
calm
say,
down.
okay.
No,
Okay.
calm down.
Nurse! Nurse!
When you feel like giving up, don't. When you thinking about giving up, don't. When it look like you ain't gonna make it, keep going. When they tell you you can't, come on, man, who are they? When they tell you you're not gonna make it, don't believe them, man. Don't believe them. You got to be relentless.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Just one